And did you discuss the possible penalty for no valid operator's license on person? And do you understand that? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily to that charge, understanding all these nice things? Did you drive a vehicle on November 15, 2025 in Van Buren Township while your license was either suspended, revoked, or denied? I'll accept your plea to the added charge and dismiss the original. What should I know before I sentence?
Mr. McCullough informed me that he has a cousin that is going to get him into a range where he can finally get a license.
Well, like one of the restoration issues? Yeah.
I can take it to special courts. They don't get me again.
Okay. Good luck. Yeah. Good luck.
That's the key. He's never had a license, so his cousin's going
No, never had one.
to get him.
Good. Good. Good luck. Yeah.
But he's on disability right now.
Oh, yeah.
Temporary disability, you're hoping. Where were you working? What do they do? Okay. When did you get hurt?
Last week.
All right. So it's new. All right. All right. So when do you think,
They were wrapped up in everything.
when do you think you're going back to work? What are they telling you?
Well, my appointment on the 12th.
Okay. All right. So it could clear you that day. Okay. All right. Good luck. All right. Anything else?
Sure. That's two.
Okay. Anything else, sir? All right, on this file, I'm going to order fines and costs. I don't know if I said this, but I dismissed the original charges, all three of them. On this file, I'm going to assess fines and costs of $500 and 4 days on the court work program. The work program is assessed as an alternative to jail. You pick which 4 days you schedule. Can you pay the money today, or do you need to talk options? Go downstairs, you can schedule the work days downstairs, and at the same counter, you can talk about your payment options. Any questions? You're all set.
Succession of trust. And very interesting, brought out on recross was, he told them, he said, yeah, 20 minutes ago, I used cocaine. Judge, it's possession of cocaine now. There's some, perhaps, that's circuit court level. If so, I'm going to learn something new today.
Yeah, I know that. What's the name?
John Palmer.
Palmer?
Yeah.
All right. All right, appearances on Palmer.
Good morning, Your Honor. Stephen Gale, on behalf of the people.
Hey, good morning, Your Honor. Regular Defender Service by University of Florida, 86643 on behalf of Mr. Palmer. Mr. Palmer, can you hold the judge reading?
John Bolton.
Thank you. Is it Drewer?
Sure.
Spell it.
H-R-O-U-R.
C-H-A-H.
R.
Shore? Shuror. Shuror. Like roar. Shuror. Shuror. Got it. Okay. All right, we ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Sit down. Make yourself comfortable.
Preliminary.
Yeah.
Your Honor, we have a Michigan State Police crime lab developed in Portland County, a bunch of contraband confiscated in this case. The report has been marked as proposed exhibit 1. It shows that the substance was tested, and in fact, this cocaine, I shared it with counsel. I believe we have a stipulation with that.
That's correct, Judge.
Thank you. And you don't have to jump up to talk to me.
I may have put your honor.
Sure.
Judge, just for the record,
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
You already got it?
I would just like to note that the amount of that substance is about a quarter of a gram, less than 1 gram.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. So 1 witness example, we'll call Officer Gardner.
Officer. Officer, all the way up front. Raise your right hand. Swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Come on up. Watch your step on my incline ramp. Make yourself comfortable in that chair. G-A-R-D-N-E-R? G-A-R-D-N-E-R. Guard. Yeah. When you're ready, Mr. Capel.
Morning, Officer Gardner. Work for the Romulus Police Department.
Yes.
Taking you back in time to October 5th of 2025 in the afternoon around 5:30. Were you working as a police officer?
Yes.
Where were you at that time?
At that time, I was attached to an address on Middle
Do you remember the address on Biddle?
I don't remember it off.
If you saw the report, would it refresh your memory? You have to put the address on Biddle Street?
Yes.
You want to read across the window,
Please.
showing the witness page 2 of the police report. Officer Gardner, just review it and tell us when your memory is refreshed.
Okay.
What is the address on Biddle?
9526 Biddle.
Well, at that time, are you in uniform or plain clothes?
In uniform,
Are you in a marked or unmarked vehicle?
in a marked vehicle.
Are you alone or do you have a partner?
At that time, I was alone.
Tell us about Biddle Street. Why were you at Biddle Street?
We were dispatched to a male slumped over the wheel of a white Ford Bronco next to park next to the dumpster.
How much time passed between when you received the dispatch as to a man slumped over the wheel on Biddle Street and when you actually arrived?
I don't know the exact time.
Approximately.
Under 5 minutes?
On that day, did you meet a gentleman named John Palmer?
Yes.
You saw John Palmer again, you think you recognize him?
Yeah.
Tell the judge whether you see John Palmer.
I did.
What is he wearing?
A gray hoodie, black pants, sweatshirt.
Noted.
The record reflect the witnesses identified the defendant John Palmer.
Noted.
Where do you first see the defendant John Palmer?
I'm sorry.
Where do you first see the defendant John Palmer?
He was in the white Ford Bronco.
Is he alone or does he have a passenger?
Alone.
Is he behind the wheel or is he in the passenger area?
Behind the vehicle.
What do you notice, if anything, about the defendant?
He was slumped over the wheel. I also observed a needle on his slab at that time.
What was that, sir?
I observed a needle on his slab at that time.
Was he awakened at any time?
After I knocked on the window, he woke up.
How many times did you have to knock on the window?
I don't remember the exact amount, probably like 2 or 3.
So what do you notice, if anything, regarding John Palmer at this point?
He woke up, took what was off of his slab, placed it to the left of him, and rolled down the window.
What did he do with it?
He took the objects that were on his slab and placed it on the rocks to the left of him.
Can you tell the judge what object you're referring to?
We recovered a capped needle and a Michigan lottery ticket that was folded up containing a brown powdery substance.
But based on what you saw, did you form any inferences as to what might have happened?
Yes.
What inferences did you draw?
At that time, we inferred that he had taken drugs and was experiencing symptoms from that.
You use the pronoun we. Who's the second person?
Officer Green was signed with me.
Solomon Green? What happens to these items that you just described and Judge told me?
After they were photographed, we collected them and they were placed on evidence.
What happens after that?
They said their lab sheet, there's some issues, they lab be tested.
You mentioned lotto phones.
Yes,
Do you have any experience with lotto phones in your line of work?
there are 3 that we learned that typically it's used as a sword for, drugs.
Thank you so much. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Counsel, your witness.
Bill Street, what city is that located?
Right.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, Officer Garvin. So you were dispatched for a welfare check. Correct. The dispatch related to that there had been a 911 caller. Correct. And that 911 caller had said that a man had been slumped over his steering wheel for several hours. Yes. You understood your job to be checking on this man's welfare.
Technically, Your Honor, that's not relevant. That's what she does.
She's already answered. Go ahead.
And that's reflected in your report? Yes. And you weren't there for a fight? No. You weren't there for any other criminal activity? No. When you got there, you saw that a man was unconscious? He was slumped over the wheel. Okay. Was that yes or no, miss? Yes. And you saw a needle in his lap? Yes. And you recognize that to be drug paraphernalia? And this led you to believe that he could be unconscious due to drug use? Yes. And when your partner asked the questions of his drug use? Yes. And you asked those questions so you thought you might overdose?
Your Honor, we would strike the answer of unconsciousness. She's not in a position to tell you that. She's not an ER doctor. She can tell you he wasn't awake But how does she know whether he was unconscious?
Response?
So it's asking her what she observed. She can observe whether or not somebody is awake or conscious or what have you.
But there's a distinction between conscious.
I'm not asking her for a mental health.
Okay, we're going to talk one at a time. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I know it's not a really important point here, but there's a distinction between being unconscious and being asleep.
I'm not asking her to make a medical conclusion, Judge. I'm just asking her what she observed.
Okay, I'll allow it. I can weed the chaff from the wheat.
And you were asking those questions because you thought he might overdose.
Judge, irrelevancy. He either had drugs or he didn't have drugs.
What's the relevance?
Judge, I'm asking questions that fall within the statute that my client is charged under. And I'm allowed to ask those questions.
That's irrelevant, Your Honor.
Yeah.
And it is relevant.
Then explain why it's relevant.
It's relevant because this was a welfare check. Somebody was calling because they were concerned for my client's well-being. And I'm trying to gather information about what state my client was in.
Then ask her what state your client was in. You're asking her the reason she asked these questions, those aren't relevant. The reason she's asking her questions aren't relevant.
And would you offer my client help?
Judge, irrelevance.
I'm
Doesn't
asking,
matter.
it does matter. I'm asking her what happened in this matter and how this situation ended, Judge.
What's it matter? He's charged with possession.
He is charged with possession, Judge, but it's also what he was using those drugs for. I have stipulated to the lab report. It matters how those drugs are being used.
How does that matter?
Judge, I will
Does he have a prescription for the cocaine?
not say that for cocaine drug, but it will be relevant in my mind.
That's irrelevant at this point.
It is relevant at this point.
Then you have to explain to me how.
It's relevant because under the statute, there is a Good Samaritan exception to this rule.
That protects the Good Samaritan.
I'm trying to get answers from Officer Gardner to show that that was a warranted call for Mr. Palmer's welfare. And Mr. Kaplan is not allowing me to do so.
Okay, but doesn't that statute protect the Good Samaritan?
No, the statute protects the person who is using.
There's no law of that. In fact,
Yes, there is. It is.
I didn't interrupt you.
I'm sorry, I thought you were done. You took a pause.
Go ahead.
There's no law of that effect. Now, there is some case law where if you have dope, you take it to the police station, you can relinquish. In this case, he fell asleep with the drugs on his person. How does that make him a good Samaritan? He's a bad Samaritan.
May I please cite the law?
Sure.
It is 333.7403, subsection 3A. May I read it into the record?
I'd rather you hand it to me because I don't do well when people read to me.
If I may have.
Yeah. So your argument is that Mr. Palmer's been presented for assistance by another individual?
Yes, that's correct. And it's relevant that I asked Officer Gardner if she procured assistance because that's what it was called.
Any argument to that?
I mean, how can staff?
Okay, counsel, I've asked him a question.
Anything related to this witness is hearsay. I know this is tangential. It's all hearsay. We can't cross-examine anyone who called, but it's not even relevant. If counsel were correct on this, you could have a drug kingpin who falls asleep at the wheel, and all the drugs found in his car can't be admitted. That's nonsense. There's no law of that.
Yeah, well, let's argue the language of the statute. The statute says an individual who seeks medical assistance for himself or herself, or who requires medical assistance and is presented for assistance by another, has an exemption. Her argument is because of the dispatch call, Mr. Palmer was presented for assistance by another.
First of all, we have the hearsay issue. She can't overcome. There's no doubt about it. Statement made out of court for truth of the matter certain, so we don't know why anyone called. You might just have somebody speculating. We don't know. Somebody sees a person slumped at the, you're going to call. It could be an unconscious person, it could be a guy who's been shot, it could be all kinds of circumstances. This unknown caller, Judge, doesn't have personal knowledge, can't tell you why the guy was slumped behind the wheel.
Would you agree with me, counsel, that the reason for the call is pretty important for your argument?
I,
And would you also agree you can't establish that today at the probable cause hearing?
Judge, probable cause is,
That's a yes or no question, counsel. How are you going to establish it without the person that called?
would you like me to answer yes or no, or would you like me to answer?
I'd like you to answer yes or no. Are you going to be able to establish that today?
Yes.
Good luck. How are you going to do it?
Judge, I'm trying to, again, procure answers from Officer Gardner as to why she was there, how she was able to assist Mr. Palmer in doing those things. She has answered affirmatively
That doesn't do it though.
that she was there.
Presented for assistance by another individual. So she can't tell you why that individual called.
Judge, the purpose of this law is for.
All right, counsel, I understand the purpose for the law. That doesn't help us today. Today's a probable cause hearing.
Understand that the purpose also for the probable cause hearing, yes, is to assess.
Don't lecture me, counsel.
Um,
I've been doing this longer than you've been alive. I understand the purpose for a probable cause hearing. Okay?
And Judge, I would like to point out that Mr. Kaplan did open the door to the 911 call in his direct examination. I did not object to hearsay to him, and he did not object to hearsay when I asked the question of what the 911 caller had
It
said.
wasn't hearsay when he used it, counsel. It was meant to explain why she went to Biddle Street. That's not for the truth of the matter.
I understand, Judge, but,
Back to your questions.
and did you call for help?
Did we call EMS?
Yes,
To petition the bill, yes.
yes. Okay,
What'd you say to what, dude?
To petition him.
Thank you.
okay. And Rollins Police, or, excuse me, not police, fire department, they did respond, EMS came?
Yes.
Okay, and then they took him to the hospital?
Yes, we're, Officer Green petitioned him.
Okay. And you did that because you believe that he needed that help?
For mental illness, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
No more questions for this witness?
No.
Any redirect?
Very good. Make sure we got them. You had other occasions where you were summoned, dispatched to an area of a person sleeping or slumping behind a wheel.
Yes.
Are there many circumstances that could cause him,
Yes.
like physical illness,
Yes.
like overdosing,
Yes.
like using too many drugs,
Yes.
lack of sleep?
Yes.
Any recross?
Yes.
Go ahead.
You search the vehicle, right? It's,
Actually, outside the scope of finding that.
Judge, it's relevant. I'm just trying to lay a little bit of foundation.
But it's outside the scope.
May I approach witness?
Sure. Morning, counsel.
Do you recall writing a report?
Yes.
And do you recall stating in your
We
report?
have checked, the report is here saying she could be impeached if she made an inconsistent statement.
Okay.
Anything in the report is here.
Do you recall evaluating whether he needed medical attention due to the state that he was found in?
Checked and relevant.
It's within the scope of what he asked.
I'll allow it.
Yes.
Okay, and that's consistent with your report, is that correct? Okay. And so you were trying to help him, not just for his mental illness, but for the state that he found him in.
We were trying to establish if he needed medical assistance or the state he was found in.
Okay, and you determined that to be in the affirmative, is that correct?
For possible overdose, no. He did not get any medical attention for that. Medical attention was called for the petition, the comments he made while in the back.
Do you recall continuing to monitor him because he was trying to ensure that he was still alert and responsive?
Checked and relevance.
Again, this is within the scope of,
I'll allow it.
were you trying to ensure that he was still alert and responsive?
Yes.
And that's because of the state that you found him in, correct?
As well as because he told us that he had used 20 minutes prior.
Okay, so that's a yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
He told you that he's
Hold on. How many shots are we gonna have at her?
there's no redirect, but if something new is opened up, don't have a kid,
No.
maybe.
And,
People are,
no other witnesses? You can step down, Officer Gardner. Watch your step on my rant. Safe to assume we don't have any defense witnesses today?
No.
I'm ready for argument.
thank you, Ron. Very simple case, happens every day, in any large municipality. People fall asleep in their cars. Why? Why do people fall asleep in their cars? Yes, sometimes they play. Sometimes they're meditating. Sometimes they overdose. Sometimes they consume too much alcohol. Sometimes they're hiding. In this case, the officers respond, they see this John Palmer gentleman slumped behind the wheel, and they don't know, Judge. They acted appropriately. I mean, the guy could have been in the throes of overdose where he needed medication. We don't know that. But we do know, Judge, that he was in possession of drugs. And very interesting, brought out on recross was, he told them. He said, yeah, 20 minutes ago I used cocaine. Judge, it's possession of cocaine, not there's some that's circuit court level. If so, we will learn something new today. Thank you, Ron.
Counsel?
Yes, Judge. The defense had presented, Your Honor, with the statute, 333 civil procedures. So section 3A is a Good Samaritan, exception to simple possession prosecution. Judge, that exception requires that the police are there for a medical emergency because of drugs. That is reflected in her report, that is reflected in her direct, testimony that the people are, quite honestly ignoring. She found a cat meal and a lotto ticket in his lap. He was slumped over not just because he was simply asleep, but because he had been using drugs. That was an inference of a drug overdose. The people had stated that, that Officer Gardner had testified that my client had said that he had only used 20 minutes sooner, but she had also, excuse me, I'm sorry. She had testified that the 911 caller had said that this person had been slumped over the wheel for several hours. It is also required that the drugs are in a small quantity. When I made the stipulation to the laboratory, I did note for the record that it's about 1/4 of a gram of drugs. Less than 1 whole gram. And I'm sorry, I had a sugar packet for you, Judge, but a sugar packet, an equal packet, is 1 gram of drugs. Mr. Palmer had on him 1/4 of that. That is most certainly the amount of personal use. And it is a defense only to simple possession. So nothing about a kingpin, nothing about somebody who has a ton of drugs in their car. It is a statute or a law designed specifically for somebody in Mr. Palmer's situation. Police arrived because of that 911 call of an unconscious man. They find that unconscious man with needle in his mouth. They get him with medical attention. And they find a very small amount of drugs on him. And again, Judge, this is something that is designed for people just like Mr. Palmer, and as such, rule over dismissal. And I would also, like to say, I'm looking forward to the field case that highlights this perfectly. This is People of the State of Michigan versus Justin Edward Duha. The LC number.
Your best friend you talk to once in a while. Meet your new best friend, because she's going to help you get to the end of this thing without ending up in jail. We look at that as a failure. Probation is not so we can ultimately jail you. If I wanted to jail you, I wouldn't have put you on probation. I would have just put you in jail. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Huziak. Counsel, your parents.
I'm not standing on behalf of us. William Huziak was my left. Please identify yourself. My name is William Huziak.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Huziak was sentenced on April 23rd on visibly impaired.
That's correct.
All right, you've seen the paperwork I'm looking at, I assume?
Yes, he's guilty of those violations.
Okay.
He has made progress, but he I use a term, but he doesn't have a pocket perch. He
Okay.
has to be more aggressive in getting a job. Obviously, the transportation is the issue. The inability to pay fees with the court and also the Secretary of State, and but asking for mercy at this time.
Okay.
I also feel that this gentleman would benefit from intervention from a spatial worker.
Okay. Okay. So you still don't have any steady employment?
No, I haven't had a job since the middle of March.
Okay.
I took your advice and, come get a job and nobody had never responded back to me.
Okay.
I just got some information out here and some jobs. I got 10 applications out there right now.
When you pointed out here, are you talking from Mr. Taylor downstairs?
Yeah, you said about that, hotel, here on the street.
Yep. Okay.
Josh, I believe that, you can knock down some of the debt of this court by, additional working days. And even if you, it's probably one of the best ways that you can.
Yeah, that's always an option you can talk about downstairs is what our payment options are. But to be perfectly blunt, the money's not my concern on this. It's the other stuff I told you to do. The testing, the substance abuse treatment, those are the big ones for me. Whether or not you pay your money doesn't help me sleep at night. If I know you're getting help for what I see as a substance abuse problem, that helps me sleep at night because I don't have to worry about you out drinking and driving. You follow me? So those are the big ones for me. Here's when you're on probation, you're always at risk of being violated and ending up in jail. You understand that? The best way to avoid that is to do everything you're supposed to do. The second best way is if you're having problems, stay in constant communication with probation. So if you're standing here again, she can say, Judge, I'm talking to him on a weekly basis. He's trying everything I'm suggesting he do. He's making a good faith effort. He's just got a lot of struggles right now. Okay? I'm going to bet that you haven't contacted her since you walked out of here for sentencing.
That was it.
We reported one.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not reaching out to her. You're just showing up when you're scheduled to do so. Okay? Now, your best friend you talk to once in a while. Meet your new best friend because she's going to help you get to the end of this thing without ending up in jail. Because I don't think her recommendation is jail today. What's your recommendation today?
We like to adjourn this for review, maybe just to give him some time to get in compliance.
When's our next review?
It was August 20th at 8:30.
All right, so let's do this. August 20th, we'll meet again. I want you on track with the testing and the treatment. And if you can't find someplace you can afford for testing and treatment, that's when you talk to her and see if she can help you find something you can afford. Okay? And just keep pounding the pavement. I mean, you've found a job before and you know you got to work at finding a job. So good luck with that. But if you haven't talked to Mr. Taylor recently, talk to him again to see if he's got anything that fits your skill set. Any questions? All right. I'm sorry, Emily, was that August 20? All right. And Mr. Huziak, understand, she doesn't get points when she gets me to put somebody in jail. We look at that as a failure. Probation is not so we can ultimately jail you. If I wanted to jail you, I wouldn't have put you on probation. I would have just put you in jail. All right? So let us work with you to get you successfully completed. All right, good luck. What's the next one, Mr. Graziani?
Next